and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all doing good today. So today I'm going to be doing a video following up again from some of the new age stuff I've done. And I did talk about doing this video beforehand. It's a video on cleansing your house and getting witchcraft items out your house, because I didn't realize how many I had in my house. Like I said, I was very deceived by this stuff not too long ago. I came to realize it wasn't what I thought it was. And I just thought I'd do a video in this. It's not to judge what other people are doing. It's not to, you know, say everything's bad. And it's just to say, be careful. I've decided to chuck these things out of my house because for me, it's like, why bother tempting that, you know? Especially in the times that we're in now, I'd rather not. And I just think, if we truly are honest with ourselves and we really ask ourselves, and I'm not saying everybody, but with a lot of people, how many people can generally say that a lot of the new age practices they're doing, that they've generally researched a lot into them, like where they come from, what year, you know, where they even got brought about, when they even came about, the history of it, where it really was based, how it really started. How many people can generally say they've looked into all of that with all the new age practices? And I know I hadn't. So for me, it was like, I need to stop doing things without realizing what I'm doing, because yeah, okay, you can't research everything, but this stuff can be detrimental. Like if you're not looking into this stuff and practicing it, you have no idea what you're getting yourself involved in, like I said before, and it's just not worth it for me, especially in the times that we're in, as I've said. So this is just going to be some of the things that I've chucked out and some of the things that I don't have anyway, which I feel like probably shouldn't be in your house. Like I say in every video, always do your own research. Never listen to what anybody just says on the internet. Always look it up for yourself, because a lot of people are deceived out here and possibly putting out wrong information. I definitely put out loads of wrong information and put my hands up. And again, there's only so much you can help that, because it's hard to get to the truth. We're all deceived to some degree because it's so hard. But for me, I'm quite happy to put my ego down and be open-minded. And I think a lot of people don't, and that's the problem. Even when, like I said, people say they're woke, sometimes they're even worse than the people that aren't. You know, they become very egotistical with this stuff. And yeah, it's not a good look, let's put it that way. It's not godly. So for me, it's like, why am I going to do things to stop me getting closer to God just because of my ego? That's so silly. It just, at the end of the day, the only person I'm hurting is myself. So please be open-minded when you listen to this video. And like I said, do your own research and make your own decisions. The reason why I do these videos is because I don't want people to be deceived. I was deceived probably for like 10 years with this stuff. And I don't want other people, especially if people have only just come into this, I don't want people to get deceived for as long as I was, or possibly go further with these things when they don't know what they're doing. So if you can even plant a seed in someone's mind to look into what they're doing, I'm super happy about that. So yeah, if you're interested to hear more, let's get into it. So I'm going to go over some of the things that I've got out of my house, and then some of the things that I haven't, that I think we probably shouldn't have in our house anyway. So the first thing that I chucked out, now I've chucked out over a period of time because I kept finding like other bits, and I was like, oh, I've got that in that drawer as well. So the first thing I chucked out was my Buddha symbol. Now afterwards, I did think it's actually funny how popular they are now, because they're an ornament in everyone's house. It's kind of like an interior design type thing. And I thought, oh, that's funny. Another red flag. But yeah, for me, and again, this isn't to judge anyone, I don't personally believe the full beliefs of what Buddha believes, of what Buddhists, believe. So why have I got that symbol in my house? So for me, like, some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's all about your intentions. But I don't personally 1,000,000% agree with that. I can see where they're coming from to some degree, but that's a bit like what Jenny Weaver's saying, where, you know, oh, you've got a Ouija board in your house, but only use it as a serving tray, so that's fine. It's like, well, for me, having these items in your house is like sending a signal out to the demonic world. This is the problem. It's an invitation. So it doesn't matter what my intentions are. If we're giving them an open invitation, to me, why would I even do that? You know, even if my intentions weren't bad, you're not more powerful, so they can still F you up. You know, them ones. So I'm not going to give it the chance. It's just me. Obviously, people may have different opinions on that, and that's fine. But especially in the times that we're in now, for me, it's like, why risk it? You know, we're in end times. Shit's getting crazy. Why am I going to risk doing anything that could be demonic? I'd rather just not bother. You know, it's just not worth the risk to me. So yeah, so for me, I don't think it matters what your intentions are now. We know it's bad to idol worship, which I wasn't idolizing the Buddha. Obviously, it was there for decoration. But we know that it displeases God to have these type of things around our house. So why would I do it if I know it displeases God? So I thought, nope, got to get it out of my house. So that was the first thing that I got rid of. And I've seen lots of ex-witches say the same type of thing. So that's the first thing I got rid of, because it doesn't align with my beliefs. So there's that. So I would get rid of any type of those symbolisms, especially if even some people have like different things that relate to different religions. It's strange to me because a lot of them don't even agree with and believe, so I don't know why it's in your house. But yeah, that's the first thing that I decided to get rid of. The next thing was pendulums. So I got rid of my like pendulums that I had. I had a couple of them. And again, that comes to, and again, some people might not use it. Some people might just like the look of them, but I had used it. You know, when you like hold the pendulum and then you do like the yes, no thing kind of thing with it. Again, that counts as sorcery in the same scripture that I put up in the previous videos, which is seen as an abomination. Because again, you are future telling by asking certain questions. And to me, actually, in general, that is just quite creepy. Like it doesn't feel godly at all. So I chucked those out. I also chucked out all my crystals. Now, don't get me wrong, if you've got, like, a crystal is from nature, obviously it's made by God. You can awe them, you can look at them and think, oh, they're beautiful, they're stunning. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. It's when you start using them for things like protection. God is your only protection. Where does it say in scripture to use something like that as protection? It doesn't, because we're not supposed to do it. So for me, it's like I had things around my neck for protection, or I'd hold things for protection. So I've already used it for those purposes. That's why I chucked it out. Obviously, if you've just got something in there because you like the look of it, whatever, it's probably not the end of the world. Like, to me, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people have different opinions on that, but I can't see why that would be a problem. But I knew I'd use them for things. And I remember Doreen Virtual saying this. So I got rid of them. I'd also use them to meditate on. I'd maybe even, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you call it pray with them, but yeah. So that's why I decided to get rid of all of my crystals, because I knew I'd been using them for things I shouldn't have been using them for. So I just chucked them out. And lots of ex-witches always talk about having like a shrine of crystals and all this kind of stuff. And it very much feeds into this new agey stuff. And look how popular crystals are today. They are everywhere. Honestly, I said to people, think about it. If these things truly helped you, do you really think they would be that mainstream? Do you really think you'd be able to buy it everywhere and it'd be all over social media? And I can't even talk about hand sanitizer and I get blocked. You can't even talk about anything to do with, you know what I mean? But you can put crystals and all this stuff absolutely everywhere. This is what I started to think, like, hold on a sec, that doesn't make sense. And again, I'm not judging other people by this or by any means saying that people are silly for being deceived by this stuff. As I said, I was deceived by this stuff for 10 years. I don't think we should be judging people, because at the end of the day, it's so easy to be deceived today. You can't like feel like an idiot, because it's hard not to be. Like, we're probably all still deceived now. But yeah, a lot of ex-witches talked about the crystal shrines and all this stuff, and it just didn't feel right to me. Then I looked at a lot of Satanists, and they had the same setup, and that's what freaked me out. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're saying the same things, but they had all like the candles around them, the crystals. I even saw Madonna, do you know what I mean? And I thought, hold on a sec, this looks like the same setup that people use in New Age. I said, nah, I'm all right, thanks. As soon as I see Madonna doing it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong on that, who knows. Yeah, so they're kind of the other things that I decided to get out my house. The other things that I chucked out were my oracle cards. So obviously, again, that is straight into sorcery. There's no denying that. Tarot cards, oracle cards, there is no denying that these are definitely demonic. I can't even debate that by any means, because it is all sorcery. The only thing you mainly do use them for is to future tell and give you answers. So they went straight in the bin. And I think I had Doreen Virtual's cards, and like I said in my previous video, she actually did a video where she tells people to chuck her cards and burn them. So I chucked them and followed her advice, because if the author of them is telling you to, it's probably a good reason for that. So I did get rid of mine. And again, I followed Jenny Weaver's video and some of the stuff to chuck out as well. So I got rid of my oracle cards. I only had one pack, chucked those in the bin. I don't care how much money I spent on this shit. Nothing is worth causing issues, for. So I got rid of that. And then alongside of that, as I got rid of a lot of books. So I got rid of The Secret. When I watched the video about the woman, Rhonda Bynes, and who she was in The Secret, and I realised Bob Proctor's linked to it and all these other things. Now I understand why all this stuff's allowed. I'm like, how are they allowed to do all these videos? Hold on a sec. But yeah, little people with hardly any following like me are just getting blocked. That doesn't make sense. You know, I was like, there has to be some deception in it somewhere, but I couldn't work out what it was. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I still think there's going to be an avenue, like God's still going to let the message get out there, which is why there are certain channels that I think are allowed to have a following. But if something's gone that mainstream, I really do query it, especially when someone's making a lot of money out of it. But yeah, so, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I do think there's still going to be a way to get the good message out there as well. I don't think God's going to allow that not to happen, but you just have to be so careful who you follow these days, because everyone be a fraud these days. But yeah, so that was another thing I got out, the secret. Now, Rhonda Bynes is Buddhist. Like I said, a lot of Buddhists don't even believe in a God, so if you do, it's something you should probably query. Now, she's a witch. She hangs out with people like Oprah. So I was like, great, why did I never see this before? How would she be allowed on the Oprah show to talk about it? I was like, hold on a second. Because a lot of what they talk about in the book is witchcraft. So I chucked that book in the bin as well, even though I have read it all. But she's a witch, so I'd be very careful doing anything to do with her stuff. Don't trust any of those people in that book. So yeah, I got rid of that. I got rid of a lot of my horoscope books. They went in the bin as well, chucked those in the bin. I don't think I had any other books like that, thankfully. The rest of my books seem are fine from what I can work out. There's a lot of biology stuff in there and stuff about medicine, so I left all of those. But I chucked away all of my like secret books, horoscope books, anything that sort of looked new agey or was to do with that, I chucked in the bin. So all of that got chucked out as well. And the reason why, because some people are like, oh, why did you chuck them in the bin and not give them to charity or not give them to someone else? Because why you want to give demonic things to other people? Do you hate them or something? Like, I would never wish that on nobody. I wouldn't even send that to my worst enemy. So, you know, if you're chucking them out because they're not godly, the last thing you should be doing is giving them to other people. Because why would you give other people demonic, you know? So yeah, that's why you chuck them in the bin. So yeah, pendulums, even all this jewelry, this eye jewelry, same type of stuff, all the jewelry with the all-seeing eye. And again, I've got it in my ink, so it's not a lot I can do about that now, obviously, but I regret a lot of the ink I've had now, because a lot of it is based on new agey stuff. But here we go. There's nothing I can really do about that. Just repent and apologise. But yeah, so all that all-seeing eye, jewelries, all this kind of stuff, like, it's a no-go. You don't want that kind of stuff in your house. So pendulums, jewelry with any of that kind of stuff on, anything, like I said, to do with horoscopes, so in terms of like sorcery or books or anything like that, horoscope jewelry, anything like that. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world, but yeah, I don't think it's a great thing to be overly wearing all the time. So I would personally not have things like that. That was the main stuff I got. The main thing you want to look up, like I said, is the books, it's the cards, it's any type of strange jewelry or crystals that you've used. I would say, if it's fine if you've never really used it for anything, but crystals that you've used for sorcery or protection, I wouldn't keep. Like I said, you will see a lot of occultists, and I think they even said this in Harry Potter. It's so funny because obviously there are a lot of real spells in Harry Potter. So anything to do with like, even like kids stuff like Harry Potter. Like I said before, J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter actually, she channeled that book, so she wrote it, and it's called automated writing. I'm sure people have heard of it. It's where you actually channel a spirit, and you actually hear a lot of actors talking about this as well. Who was it? Was it Denzel Washington or Samuel L. Jackson? I can't remember. One of them said they channeled a spirit to play their part, and I think a lot of like pop stars do it as well. You know, like Beyonce and all them nasty people. You know, when they come out and say Sasha Fierce, I bet that's like some demonic stuff they take on. So yeah, so that's why even books like that you do not want to have in your house, especially around your kids as well. And like I said, really do research where this stuff comes from. So yeah, I would just get anything out your house that resembles that kind of stuff, like any type of chakra type stuff that you've got, like posters or, you know, anything to do with any of that kind of stuff. Like a lot of people got these big chakra posters. Yeah, so all of that kind of stuff for me, I don't mess with any of that stuff. And like I said, I'm not judging people that do by any means, but just be careful what you've got in your house. What I'd say is research the items and check before you're going to go out and purchase things, or if they're already in your house, check they're good before you keep them. But these are the things that I got out. So hopefully that will help other people in terms of looking at items. Like I said, people don't have to agree with everything that I've chucked out. And like I said, that's fine. It's not my business to judge what other people are doing and things like that. Oh, another thing, sorry, I forgot to mention was dream catchers. And again, this is the one thing I haven't overly researched. I've never had a dream catcher. I got given a really ugly one once by a patient, and I did chuck it in the bin. But that was mainly because it was ugly, not because I thought it was demonic. Sorry to that person. It was a very kind gesture. But yeah, I remember, and again, I'd have to look into this a little bit more. But I remember Brother Matthew saying, burn them. They are highly demonic. And the way he said it made me like, oh, like he really put some emphasis into that. So I thought, oh, okay. But I haven't overly looked into that. But just to seed a thought to people that might want to look into it. I don't know, like I said, a lot about that. To be fair, I don't think I've seen one of them in God knows how long anyway. But just another thought. So yeah, so that's about all I can think of at the moment. I might do some follow-up videos if I think of other things. But yeah, just look into things and look into what you're doing, because it just angers me that they're trying to deceive us this much. It really does anger me. Watch a lot of Jenny Weaver's videos as well, really do, because she's actually, although I was into all this stuff and did mess around with it and I've had experience with it, I didn't go too deep into it as people like her did, where it really started messing with her, thank God. But yeah, watch her testimony. Like I said, I've linked it in my previous videos, and see what you think. Because she has some more information about that kind of stuff as well. But like I said, let's just not put the invitations out there. That's just not. And we don't know what weird little things. Like, I hear a lot of people that mess with this stuff always say, oh yeah, there's shadows in my house, or oh, I see things in my house. I would be out the door in a second. And this is why I will not just mix with anybody or just chill with people, because you don't know what they're messing with. And it's like, how are you so casual about that? I'm sorry, but I would be out of that house. I would be coming back in with me Jesus cross and everything. I'm sorry, I'm not dealing with that. You've got demons in your house, and you're probably attracting them by the stuff that you're doing. You need to cleanse. And you need to get God to help. You need to find God to help you get that stuff out your house. Yeah, I hope this video helped people. I know there was quite a lot in it, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if anyone's got any other items that they're not sure about, or they've researched that are bad, please do put them below, just in case there's anything else in my house. But yeah, I hope we can all continue on a good path and get closer to God. I honestly pray for every single person out there. I pray for everyone to be saved, because honestly, this world is so upsetting at the moment, just to see what's going on. And I don't even mean just in this country, just in other countries. And I've been doing a lot of research lately, and it's really sad. It is really, really sad. The human race, the way we treat each other, it's crazy out here. So I really, really do hope everyone gets saved. I really do wish blessings for everybody. Yeah, it's hard times right now. So I really am trying to send out prayers to everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again in my next video.